Yo, what is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. And today we are still in Italy and we're at Cinecittà World. So we've done Rainbow Magicland. Something I forgot to mention on that vlog actually was my favourite ride. Never said, so I'll say it now. Obviously my favourite ride is Shock. It's basically the only big coaster sort of there, and it was a good ride. Again, the theming was quite good at that part yesterday, but I think the theming here is definitely better. The theming looks, the entrance and everything just looks so well themed. And yes, it's basically, I think the theme park's based on like movie sets and stuff, and as you can tell they have got some absolute bangers on at the moment. And just an update, as you probably know, that Mist isn't joining us today either, not while in Italy, so this is the second and the last one of the trip. So we'll go and have a look around, because I've looked online and looks like there's a few rides here, not too many, probably sort of similar to Rainbow Magicland, maybe not a full day park, or it might be, but they do have a pool and they have like a lazy river as well, so I have got my trunks on today for that. So, because going to get a bit of a tan later, hopefully. So park opening times today are actually 11 till 11. So we probably won't actually be staying till 11. So we do got to get the bus back at some point. We didn't actually come here on the shuttle. I don't think that's working because we've come in the week. But yeah, we just come here on public transport, but we'll have to see which is the best way to get back, but we'll update you on that later. So yeah, the theme park's looking really nice, really fresh. Again, this theme park, I'm not sure when it was. I think one was built in 2011, one was 2014. Well, this one was 2014, Laura's just updated me. So obviously it's a very new park, so very fresh still. So that's probably why it's got slightly less ride offering, but it's still a pretty decent park considering obviously it's not been open that long. So we'll have a look around and then we'll get back to you with whatever ride we're going on first. So we've just been on Altair, and I have to say that ride has a lap bar like the other one at Rainbow Magicland, and this ride was also sort of a bit like Colossus, because near the end we sort of had quite a few barrels. However, did very much enjoy the ride. Altair, there was no queue for it, so I don't know if it's a quiet day at the park today, but we got straight on the ride. So no messing about there at all. And yeah, like I say, the ride, it was just a really smooth experience and I really enjoyed the ride, I have to say. Might be able to get some re-rides on that later if you've got enough time. Depends on how busy everything else is. But yeah, it was definitely busier Rainbow Magicland, I think. So not sure where we're going to be heading next, but Altair, definitely a ride that you're going to want to get on, especially if you come here. Obviously it's the main ride here. I think there is another indoor roller coaster, so I'll have to check that one out later, see what that one's like. But yeah, obviously the theme park is really well themed. It wasn't as much themed but the station wasn't too bad. Like, I think the main theming is out here, what you can see, what I can see. So it's very, very good park, and yeah, so hopefully we'll be able to get some more coasters coming to these parks. Probably, obviously, won't be coming back for a while yet anyway, because probably take the park quite a while to get a few more rides, and like I say, we come for Rome as well, and probably won't be needing to go back there anytime soon either. So we'll get on the next ride and I'll speak to you after. Have just been on Actium, which is the log flume. I have to say, it's quite an interesting one. I got a bit wet, not too much. It was sort of just a nice sort of wet, but like some sort of Drayton Manor kind of wet would have been nice, because it is, of course, a very, very nice day today. So, the log flume itself, it was very good. Had a lap bar restraint, because I know with a lot of them, you sort of don't, but that one you sort of do. And I think that's because it's sort of like a bit of a roller coaster and then into the water. So you get a bit of both. You get a bit of roller coaster, you get a bit of log flume. The queue for that was, not sure what it was. We probably queued about 45 minutes to 1 hour. Probably just because it's a really hot day and obviously everybody wants to get a bit wet, cool off a bit. But now, I think what we're going to do is, I think we're going to head up over to the drop tower. Now this drop tower is I think it's basically the same to what is at Drayton Manor, because I think you've got a few options and I think it sort of tilts forward. I'm not sure if you've got a stand up and a sit down option, but yeah, I think it's roughly about the same height as it as well. So we're probably going to get on that, and then we'll maybe get some food after. We're not actually sure what time we're going to stay at this park at, so that'll be dependent whether we get food. But yeah, we'll get on that and we'll catch up with you after. So I've just come off the drop tower. Indiana Adventure is what it's called, and that was actually pretty well themed actually. When you're walking through the queue, it's sort of like a jungle sort of type thing. It's like you're actually going on a bit of an adventure, and then obviously the theming with the massive elephant as well. That's really nice theming, and it is sort of, you don't sort of know how high the drop tower is going, and I think that's because, like, obviously because it's coming from such a massive structure, so when you actually get up there, it's sort of like, I thought it was kind of a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. So that one's a bit unique actually from the one at Drayton Manor, is it takes you right up to the top and then tilts you and then drops you, and I think that actually maybe does add a bit more suspense to it, because once you're up there, you sort of just like want to drop, you don't really want anything else to happen, but then it sort of tilts you forwards, so kind of unexpected as well. So that one does also have two options. It also has the sit down option or the stand up version. We went on the stand up version just because I think that was the one that they was running at the time, but they keep alternating between the two, and that one really didn't have much of a queue at all, even less of a queue when we got off. So probably because, don't know, maybe that's a bit of a scary ride, and also you don't really get wet on it. So I think there's probably going to be a lot of people around the pool and the lazy river just because it's so warm. So we'll head maybe head on the indoor roller coaster next or something, and then we'll catch up with you after. I've just been on Inferno, and I have to say I really was not expecting that ride to come out of that building. It is a pretty large building, but I really wasn't expecting it, to be honest. So basically what it was, obviously we can't really get any clips of the ride because it's all inside, but what it basically was, it was basically like a 13 style ride, because it had like the train, the lap bar, and obviously it drops as well. But there was a few like screens on in there of like the demons and stuff. They're sort of like demon-y sort of themed, and then obviously you can't really see much what's going on in there because it's pretty much dark for the most part. And you do take your bags on with you on that one, which I was actually quite surprised, because it's actually, I'd say it was more of an intense ride, maybe a ride you could definitely lose some belongings on there if you didn't hold them tight enough. I think that's what I'm trying to say. So anyway, it was a smooth ride, lap bar ride, and it's just like sort of a 13 style ride. But that one it had a bit more to it. It had the drop in it, but I think it had a bit more ride to it as well. And then one thing they do over here actually is when all the rides are coming back into the stations, people tend to clap. So I don't know whether that was just when it was new and they just sort of done that, because the staff sort of set it off and then everyone else just sort of claps. Like we don't really do that back in England. Well, that's just something I've noticed that I thought I'd add in there. But yeah, I really did enjoy the ride actually, and there wasn't a queue for that ride either. So I think we're finding a lot of that today, not much queue for rides. Hopefully we can get on a lot of re-rides later. But yeah, definitely good ride. I definitely, if you are around the area, I'd definitely say to definitely come to this park or Rainbow Magicland, or maybe both, depending on how much time you've got, because they are good parks. They're slightly smaller than the ride offerings, and they're a bit less busy than obviously your average theme park back in England, but I am thoroughly enjoying these parks. So what we're going to do now is going to head over to the pool. We're going to go in the pool and the lazy river, and then get back to you after that. We're just going to go over chill for a bit now, and we'll get back to riding the ride later. We have just come out of the Aqua World, I believe it's called. So obviously at this theme park we do also have a pool with a cinema screen. That was actually kind of cool. It just sort of showcased all of the like rides and attractions on there. And then obviously they had a lazy river, and that's actually new for this year. So it rather than sitting in rings, which is what you usually do on a lazy river, it had like Lilo type things that you could lie on. So I think that was quite nice as well actually. It's a bit different than just a ring, and actually had quite a strong current on that, because sometimes when you go to them you've not got a very strong current on them and you sort of not really going anywhere. But yeah, it was quite good actually. So now we're just heading over to it's like called Jurassic something. It's sort of like some sort of, I think it's like dinosaurs, but I think it might be some sort of movie set sort of thing. So we'll have to get in there and have a look and show you around if we can anyway. And then we'll see what time we've got after that, because we do have to go at 7 o'clock. At the moment it's 6 o'clock. So we had a couple of hours just sort of relaxing. So we'll get back to you after we've been in the Jurassic thing, and we'll see if we've got time to do anything else after that.
Quella era una canzone che
negli anni 90 l'ha scritta lui.
Sì, ma non
questa-
c'entra niente.
Come no? Non è la sua. Vabbè, dimmela
Guarda,
tu.
te lo spiego mo. Ognuno sta solo sul cuore della terra, trafitto da un raggio di sole, ed è subito sera. Quasimodo. Lì sulla vetta della torre antica, passero solitario, alla campagna cantando vai. Leopardi.
Col tempo e con la paglia si maturano le nespole e la canaglia. Mi nonna.
Stop. No, no. Paolo.
So that is it for us, end of the day. It's about 20 to 7 now and we've got to get our shuttle at 7 o'clock. So I'll just say it now, my favourite ride, because if I don't I'll probably forget, like I did with Rainbow Magicland. So I have to say, actually, this might surprise some of you, my favourite ride was actually the indoor roller coaster, which was Inferno. So that was sort of like the 13 sort of style ride. It was pretty cool, you didn't really know where you was going, and it was and subscribe, and we'll see you all in the next one.